Most used BMWs are financial disasters, but one specific model on this list uses a naturally aspirated inline-six so bulletproof that taxi fleets in Eastern Europe ran it past 400,000 miles without touching the engine. Another one hides a hand-assembled V10 that Ferrari engineers reportedly studied because nothing in a road car revved like it. And one of them, available right now for under $12,000, is to car independent BMW mechanics unanimously call the greatest daily driver the brand ever produced. The roundel does not tell you which ones are worth buying. This video does. These are the 10 best BMWs you should actually buy. Number 10, 2011 to 2016 BMW X3 xDrive 28i, the sensible tank, $10,000 to $16,000. The F25 X3 is the no-nonsense compact SUV that BMW somehow got completely right. It promises a perfectly sized cabin, brilliant handling for a tall vehicle, and all-wheel drive that genuinely earns its keep in winter. BMW has spent the last decade chasing screen-heavy luxury SUVs that constantly brick themselves on software updates. The F25 is the last X3 before that era arrived. It earns its reputation by being almost aggressively mechanical. The engine driving this SUV is the N52 B30 naturally aspirated 3-liter inline-six. No turbochargers, no complex charge air coolers, just a beautifully simple engine that produces 240 horsepower and is internally almost indestructible. It pairs directly with a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission that shifts so smoothly it feels like it was installed by hand. Hunt for a 2013 or 2014 xDrive 28i in that specific N52 configuration. When test driving, get the car fully warmed up and then listen for a hollow ticking sound from the valve cover. If it ticks, the Vanos solenoids are gummed up, a $200 fix, not a deal breaker. If it's whisper quiet, you have found an honest machine. Number 9, 1999 to 2005 BMW E46 330i, the immortal sedan, $5,000 to $10,000. The E46 3 Series is simply the most praised driver's car BMW ever built. It promises perfectly balanced rear-wheel drive dynamics, a genuinely analog steering feel that modern BMWs have completely abandoned, and an interior that was over-engineered to an almost absurd degree. The E46 is taught in driving schools across Europe because it is mechanically honest. It tells you exactly what the road is doing. The secret to its longevity is the M54 B30 inline-six. This engine uses a cast iron block with an aluminum head, a combination so over-specified for a road car that it borders on overkill. It produces 225 horsepower and simply will not die if you change the oil. Target a 2001 to 2003 330i in rear-wheel drive. The Achilles heel is the subframe. Get the car in a lift and inspect the rear subframe mounts. BMW used a pressed-in design that can crack the surrounding sheet metal on high-mileage cars. If the subframe mounts are solid and rust-free, buy the car immediately. If they show cracking, walk away unless you are willing to do the reinforcement kit yourself. Number 8, 2013 to 2018 BMW F30 328i, the entry-level survivor, $11,000 to $17,000. The F30 3 Series is the everyday luxury benchmark. It promises sharp sports sedan styling, a genuinely premium interior, and BMW's trademark rear-wheel drive handling in a compact package. The base 328i uses the turbocharged N24 cylinder, which has a known timing chain tensioner failure that can destroy the engine without warning. But the car on this list is different. The specific model you are hunting is the 2016 to 2018 F30 328d, the diesel. BMW installed the B47 2-liter turbo diesel in this car, and it is one of the quietly reliable engines the brand has ever produced. It makes 180 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque from idle, returns over 40 miles per gallon on the highway, and the B47 block has virtually no documented catastrophic failure modes. Find a 2017 328d xDrive sedan. The only real risk is the diesel particulate filter. If the previous owner exclusively drove short city trips, the DPF will be clocked. On the test drive, take it on the highway for 20 minutes at sustained speed. If it runs cleanly without limp mode, the filter is healthy. Number 7, 2007 to 2013 BMW E92 335i, the secret rocket, $14,000 to $22,000. The E92 3 Series Coupe is one of the most beautiful shapes BMW has ever produced. It promises muscular proportions, a genuinely sporting two-door body, and a turbocharged inline-six that transforms a daily driver into something completely different at full throttle. The early N54 twin-turbo engine in the 335i had documented injector failures and high-pressure fuel pump issues, but this specific facelift window is where BMW installed the revised N55 single-scroll turbo inline-six, which eliminated nearly all major failure points of its predecessor. The N55 produces 300 horsepower on a block so robust that tuners routinely push it to 400 horsepower without touching the internals. It is the benchmark for affordable performance engineering. Target a 2011 to 2013 335i Coupe with the N55. Avoid any car with the M Sport suspension unless you have already budgeted for control arm replacements. Check the coolant expansion tank for cracks. They split with age and will overheat the engine if ignored. A new one costs $30. Number 6, 1996 to 2002 BMW E39 528i, the over-engineered Vault, $6,000 to $12,000. The E39 5 Series is what every luxury sedan aspires to be. It promises a massive vault-quiet cabin, rear-wheel drive dynamics that remain genuinely engaging, and a visual design so timeless it still turns heads in parking lots today. The E39 was BMW's final product from the pre-accountant era, when engineers were simply told to build the best car they could. The M52 and later M54 naturally aspirated inline 6s in the 528i are mechanical heirlooms. They use double Vanos variable valve timing and a cooling system that was overspecified from the factory. These engines routinely cross 300,000 miles in the hands of owners who simply changed the oil. Find a 1999 to 2001 528i with documented service history. The critical inspection point is the entire cooling system. The plastic coolant expansion tank, thermostat housing, and water pump impeller all degrade with age. If a seller cannot document that these components have been replaced, factor $800 into your offer and do it immediately after purchase. A car with a fresh cooling system is a car that will run for another 200,000 miles without drama. Number 5, 2005 to 2010 E60 M5, the last analog supercar, $20,000 to $35,000. The E60 M5 is pure automotive mythology. It promises 500 horsepower from a naturally aspirated 5-liter V10 that revs to 8,250 RPM and wraps in the understated body of an executive sedan. On paper, buying a nearly 20-year-old German supercar is financial suicide. The E60 M5 is the rare exception if, and only if, you buy the right one. The S85 V10 engine is a masterpiece, but the SMG3 robotic manual gearbox that it was paired with is a nightmare. The hydraulic pump fails, the rod bearings wear prematurely, and repairs routinely exceed $10,000. The answer is to find a car where the previous owner has already converted it to a conventional 6-speed manual. This swap is well documented in the community and transforms the car entirely. A converted 2007 M5 with under 80,000 miles is one of the greatest performance bargains in existence. Verify the swap with documentation, check the rod bearing replacement history and the service records, and listen at idle for any knock from the bottom of the engine. Number 4, 2014 to 2018 F82 M4, the modern benchmark, $38,000 to $55,000. The F82 M4 is the ultimate expression of what BMW's M division can do when given a clean slate. It promises 425 horsepower from a twin-turbo inline 6, razor-sharp rear-wheel drive handling, and a carbon fiber roof that lowers the center of gravity by design. The earlier S54-powered E46 M3 is legendary, but it requires constant mechanical attention. The S55 engine in the F82 M4 is a thoroughly modern piece of engineering that eliminates nearly all of those headaches. The one catastrophic failure point is rod bearing wear at high mileage. At around 60,000 miles, the rod bearings need to be inspected and typically replaced. It's a $1,500 job that the BMW community universally recommends as scheduled maintenance, not emergency repair. Find a 2016 or 2017 M4 competition in manual transmission. Ask for documentation proving the rod bearings have been serviced. A car with fresh bearings and proper service history will outperform nearly anything at twice the price. Number 3, 2008 to 2013 E90 M3, the naturally aspirated legend, $25,000 to $40,000. The E90 M3 sedan is the purest version of the formula. 4 doors, 400 horsepower, a naturally aspirated 4-liter V8 that revs to 8,400 RPM and produces a sound that no turbo BMW has ever come close to matching. It's the last naturally aspirated M3 ever produced, and that alone makes it irreplaceable. The S65 V8 suffers from rod bearing wear and throttle actuator failures, but both are thoroughly understood and cheaply addressed. The throttle actuators are a $400 part. The rod bearings are the same $1,500 job as the M4. A well-maintained E90 M3 with documented rod bearing replacement is a car that the BMW community treats like a sacred relic. Target a 2011 or 2012 model in sedan form. Do not buy any car without documented rod bearing replacement. If the seller cannot produce the paperwork, walk away. The engine has likely been abused. Number 2, 2006 to 2011 E90 328i, the best daily driver BMW ever made, $7,000 to $12,000. The E90 328i is the car every independent BMW mechanic recommends without hesitation. It promises the complete BMW experience, rear-wheel drive handling, premium interior materials, and effortless highway comfort at a price point that removes the financial anxiety from every mile. It uses the N52 B30 naturally aspirated inline 6, the same virtually unbreakable engine as the X3 on this list. No turbos, no high-pressure fuel pumps, no direct injection carbon buildup, just a mechanically transparent efficient, beautifully smooth engine that will run indefinitely with basic maintenance. The definitive buy is a 2008 or 2009 328i in rear-wheel drive with the 6-speed manual gearbox. At this age, inspect the coolant system and replace it as a matter of course. Check the condition of the Vanos solenoids on the test drive. A $200 cleaning solves most issues. Find one with clean service history and buy it without hesitation. Number 1. 2010 to 2017 F10 535i, the holy grail of modern BMW, $16,000 to $26,000. Ask any independent European mechanic what the greatest modern BMW to buy is. Every single one of them gives you the same answer. The F10 535i is the undisputed pinnacle of modern BMW engineering. It promises enormous, whisper-quiet cabin that isolates you from the outside world, effortless long-distance touring, and genuine sports sedan dynamics that never feel like a compromise. The N55 Turbo Inline-6 in the F10 535i produces 300 horsepower and feels utterly unburstable. It's the same block proven in the E92 335i, now further refined and installed in a larger, more sophisticated platform. BMW surrounded it with electronically controlled rear differential, world-class adaptive suspension, and a safety and driver assistance suite that was genuinely ahead of its time. The definitive buy is a 2013 or 2014 535i xDrive in Sportline trim.
Open the hood and check the valve cover for any oil seepage around the gasket. It is a known minor issue on aged units and a simple $120 fix. If the car is clean, the service history is documented, and the N55 starts cold without hesitation, you have found the greatest daily driver BMW ever built. Buy it and drive it for the next 150,000 miles without looking back. Now, I want to hear from you. Which BMW do you actually trust, and which one has destroyed your wallet? Drop it in the comments. And subscribe, because our next video is the 10 worst BMWs you can buy in 2026. I'll see you there.